A San Rafael mother has just returned from the Middle East with what some may call a holiday miracle. Heidi Kuhn's nonprofit Roots of Peace negotiated an agreement between Israel and the Palestinian Authority to begin removing landmines in Bethlehem. Roots of Peace is a humanitarian organization working to end the devastation of landmines. She and board member Tom Tully took a check for $41,000 donated by Napa Valley Vintners Paul and Shirley Dean to pay for the landmine removal, the first ever by any nonprofit in America. The effort started after Kuhn met Daniel Yuval, who lost his leg 2 years ago playing in the snow in the Golan Heights. He and his family visited ABC7 last year.
What happened to me is a terrible experience, and it's not need to happen to other children.
Well, the Roots of Peace landmine removal effort is due to start in Bethlehem next month.
What an amazing organization. You've been involved from the beginning.
An Israeli boy is in the Bay Area for Veterans Day commemorations to talk about why his own wound of war is changing history.
He lost part of one leg to a landmine last year while playing in a field with his brother and sisters. ABC7's Cheryl Jennings is here now with Daniel's story.
Yeah, this is just such an amazing story. Daniel is resilient and he is remarkable. Just a few months after that terrible day in the minefield, he helped convince the Israeli government to pass a bill in support of removing landmines throughout the country.
I do with this everything.
You can jump?
Of course.
12-year-old Daniel Yuval is not shy about showing his prosthetic leg.
In Iran, it's not so good like my old leg, my real leg, but it's good.
He was fitted for the prosthetic after his leg was blown off by a landmine February 6, 2010. He'd been playing with his brother and 3 sisters in the snow on a family outing in the Golan Heights. They didn't know they were in an unmarked minefield. Daniel was 11 at the time. His sister Amit was 13. She was badly wounded by shrapnel.
What happened to me is a terrible experience, and it's not need to happen to other children or men or ladies.
I remember every detail from this day.
So I lost my leg, and then I heard my sister saying that she's blind.
Because I'm opening my eyes, I'm like, nothing.
That must have been so scary.
Yes.
I remember she's always my old man. Daniel, you are okay, you are okay.
The Yuval family learned there may be up to 1 million landmines in Israel, including the Holy Lands. Daniel met landmine survivor Jerry White and Heidi Kuhn with San Rafael's Roots of Peace organization shortly after the mine explosion. And they formed a pact to raise awareness. Heidi and Jerry, along with the U.S. State Department, took a busload of Israeli legislators to see the minefields. Roots of Peace raises money to remove landmines in war-torn countries.
I truly do not believe any mother should ever have to take off the limb of their child before tucking them into bed.
Daniel and big sister Amit even talked with the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and eventually a bill was approved to begin to clear those landmines.
Our goal now for this trip is that Roots of Peace get money to do this work in Israel.
In 2025, we'll see a mine-free world.
Well, Daniel spoke at the Veterans Home in Yountville today. Roots of Peace will lead the first humanitarian-led demining of the Holy Lands next year. And today, it was announced the U.S. State Department has agreed to match every dollar raised by Roots of Peace to remove landmines in war-torn countries. And for more information, you can log on to our website, abc7news.com, and look under See It on TV.
I think a 12-year-old can make such amazing changes.
Yeah. He's so smart and not self-conscious at all. He's going to go places.
What a story, Cheryl.
I'm Deputy Director at the Arms Control Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the State of Israel.
You just finished a meeting, a lengthy meeting, with a nonprofit from America. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that and your thoughts on demining fields of Bethlehem.
Yeah, well, we heard a lot about Roots of Peace and Ms. Heidi Kuhn. Their activities are very important, well known throughout Israel and of course other parts of the world. Israel sees a great value in clearing mines.
be a synergy between your two organizations. Can you talk about that, please?
Yes, well, it was a fascinating meeting, very, very important, I think, and challenging issue. Changing not minds and minefield, and maybe I would say also mindsets, and creating out of the land something which will be contributing and benefiting the life of people who can live out of this land. I see here great potential in working together in capacity building and training for some of the leaders of the community who would be able to implement and work on the land after the mines are out. The land is a fruitful source of income and livelihood for people, and here we can work in training some of the Palestinian community leaders in our programs of Mashav. We believe in Mashav in partnerships.
From the beginning, I heard about her before. I have the pleasure to meet her here, and I hope that she feel at home here in the Holy Land, in the Patriarchate. And we are grateful for what she's doing, even in California, all over the world.
And your message to the world about removing mines in the Holy Land?
We have to remove mines and hatred and violence. We need a conversion to be what we are called to be children of God, living with peace, with collaboration, with respect, with dignity, with each other. Mines and violence are not our vocation as a Christian and even as a human being. We have to look for a better life, more respect for children, for those people, for everybody.